This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, this is Rajkumar. Uh, you can see my screen. This is a demo class for MS SQL DBA training, DBA database training. So we can cover all the database sessions for administration as well as I can cover for development and BI part as well. So current syllabus that I would like to show you for first DBA. Later on I can show you development and BI as well. So if you can see my screen, my name is Rajkumar Pomachi. I have around 11 years of experience into SQL DBA development and BI as well. I worked on many platforms from SQL 2000 to 2016 and all the Windows Server platforms from 2003, 2008 R2 as well as 2012, 2016. And I have worked on many projects for US, UK, Indian client projects for many years. So even I have started my career long back as a trainer as well. So almost I have 7 years of experience for the teaching SQL DBA development and BI as well. So first of all, to show you my current scenario of SQL Server environment, like you can see my personal computer where I am taking daily classes. So here you can see my system configuration with 24 GB of RAM and some good configuration of i7 machine, which provides us a good VMware to be prepared for multiple servers, as well as this helps me for configuration of AD server, configuration of cluster servers, as well as working on many platforms for the better view for the candidates to see the actual scenarios, case-based scenarios, live scenarios, so that they can work the same, like whatever content we will cover in the training, they will able to do those activities in their real life. Okay, so to show the syllabus point of view, we have the SQL Server training syllabus. For DBA we have development syllabus, we have BI syllabus, every syllabus that we can cover up for the training point of view. So first of all, I would like to show you all the training related syllabus here. Okay, so you can see the course
This conference will now be recorded.
content here. You can see this content here. This is all the content that I cover usually for my DB and development and BI student. So first, if you can see related to PPT for the DBA syllabus, this is the syllabus for the DBA team. Okay, so let's look at course wise content. I will cover installation part, that is necessary, how to consider all these factors, configuration, installation, prerequisites. After doing the installation, what are the changes we have to make. Before doing installation, what are the prerequisites we need to fulfill for Windows servers. So according to that, we need to consider the installation part, and best practices of installation will be covered, because many of the banking sectors or IT sector has a standard installation process. So we will cover in such a way that standard process will be followed up. According to that, after that, maintenance plan will be set up, indexing, backups, as well as um, integrity check for the databases, as well as many of the automations for the installation we will cover up here. Setting up the database email, that is one of the configuration for sending an email alerts for the team, that is very necessary. After that, we will cover installation. Once the installation is done, we can cover for analysis services, reporting services configuration, integration services configuration, file stream, full text indexing, file tables, as well as additional files and file group concept, understanding the architecture of your SQL Server databases, what are the different primary and secondary file groups we can create. Okay, so how many data files, log files we can create, what are the size, is what is the best practice, is it in MB it's better, or growth should be in percentage, what is the criteria to consider these all points for the performance point of view. Data compression to reduce the size of the disk, as well as encryption, that is using transparent data encryption TDE. We will cover up to secure our data, which is now essential for every financial organizations. Partitioning and database log files and their growth managing, as well as all the configuration part we will cover up in the second topic. Later on we can move for migration related topics. What are the different type of migrations are available, how will you consider the migration, what are the quick ways to complete the migration, and prerequisites you need to check. How will you ensure the features that you will migrate will work in the new application also. Things that you need to remember before migration and after migration, checklist will be there. I will cover all in such a way. Even for configuration for databases we will cover up for the migration point of view. To sometime we might require to transfer the data from one SQL server to another SQL server. So we may use backup and restore strategy usually, but sometime it is necessary to transfer only limited number of table, one or two table which are very large. And also you need to transfer the data based on your requirement, like production to development. You want something important data for testing purpose, so we can do that using different bulk insert, BCP, open rosette, or using the import export wizard. Even SSIS also we can use it. So after that I will cover up all these topics. We can go for permissions and logins topic, where you need to know what is the login, what is database user, how will you give the server level roles, what are the database level roles, user defined roles, how will you define server level user defined role or database level user defined role, what is content database, content user, which is new feature from SQL 2012 onwards. How will you minimize your permission, that is very important. Instead, if user is asking to give me permission to delete some data, instead of giving only one table, if you give on all table or additional table, it's a risk. So how will you minimize these all activities, we will cover up in the logins and permission topic. Later on we can cover up backup and restoration, scheduling the backup, different type of backups, case based scenarios we will cover. In case some Tuesday's backup of 3 o'clock 20 minute and 30 second got lost, how will you recover till 3 o'clock 20 minute, that is given time. Point in time recovery will be done in the training itself, so that that kind of case based scenarios you can handle in your actual environment. So different type of backups will be there. How will you schedule it, alerting for backup failures also we will cover up in the training session. That is restoration part, different type of backup restoration, what are the recovery models and restoration process we need to follow, that we will cover up. So till this topic we can say LML activities are done. Now onwards it's all advanced. Securing and auditing your SQL server for kind of tracking purpose, audit is the necessary. How will you audit your SQL server, how will you make sure that you are tracking the changes happening in your production. Suppose for example you have the banking sector database, and some account table got accessed by some unauthorized user, how will you track it? So such kind of cases are there. We will cover up case based scenario here as well for the auditing purpose. Later on we can move with the high availability topics, like for the disaster recovery purpose or for high availability of the databases to ensure that load balancing is working properly. Okay, so all the concepts of database mirroring and their different type of database mirroring, what are the prerequisites, what are the advantages, what are the limitations, we will cover up all in the sessions. As well as replication database, for different type of replication, and what are the best practices to configure your high availability as per the requirement. So what is the best practice that you can decide is will be discussed in our session. Later on we will see the log shipping topic. Comparison between mirroring, log shipping, and replication will be covered out. So once this is done, we can see the clustering and always on group, prerequisites for clustering, and prerequisites for OS level cluster and SQL level cluster we will discuss. We will cover both the topics so that you can know some advanced part of the Windows Server admin team also for OS level cluster point of view. And once this is done, you can see troubleshooting topic. Always on, different type of always on groups are there. Here we can cover a lot of things in always on, because in US or in India, many people are asking more question on always on group, and they're like must, always on is must to know this thing. If you know always on, then only you can survive further, because this feature is very famous now in market for SQL DBAs. So monitoring SQL server using different tools, as well as indexes, statistics, query tuning, everything will be handled in such a way. Performance tuning, query tuning, optimization, maintenance, all will be covered in the session. New features of 2014 and 2016. I'm going little fast because I want you to show some lab environment of my machine. So this is all just introduction. You will see more detail in PPT, so that you can take a look on this. And once this is done, DBA training will be done. So for remaining trainings, I will share the course content directly instead of explaining every topics again. You can have a look on the syllabus, and in case if you require some additional features knowledge, we can cover it up. So for SQL development also, we have all this data. Okay, so this is the for basic plus advanced programming related to SQL development team. And same like SSIS, RS, AS are there. So you need to know all these things, so that then only you can become a BI developer, which is nowadays mandatory for most of the organization. SSIS, RS and AS, I will share the course content for the same as well. So now if you notice on the lab environment, I have this VMware environment where we can have VMwares configured. I have DC environment, that is domain cluster, as well as we have node 1, 2, 3 for our nodes for configuring those into cluster environment. Okay, and also I can take the remote session like this and I can work on it. So similar to this, I can show you like some recording of my previous classes. These are the recent recordings. If you see my documents folder, my sessions are going on. I have trained almost 5000 plus students. Most of my students are from USA. Even the students that are getting trained, those are getting jobs after giving the training to them. They are taking advantages, because I will cover sessions in such a way that their interview question answers also will be easily covered in the session itself, as well as they will get some practical knowledge, so that even they get a such kind of issue in their environment, they can easily resolve it. Okay, so same like here, if you see, these are all online trainings. This is a replication related topic that I was covered for the candidates. So we can see these all topics, even some of them are here. These are all recent one. I have older also, lots of recordings I have for all trainings that I have given. Even some Singapore Venkat guys there who see these are, this is the cluster environment for automated backups for the scenario is like. So you can see this is the always on group configuration that we did it on my VMware machine. So I can cover the same for you also for the new configuration. After the configuration, what are the issues that you will face, how will you resolve it, and what is the way to monitor the always on group. Okay, so this is how we will cover up all the syllabus for DBA team. In case if you face any challenges in your practice session or while doing the same practice on your machine, I will definitely help in the next sessions. And usually my student my student that they get training from me will ask me any possible doubt in the session itself. So that is one benefit, that everyone will aware about that whatever problem one of the guy is facing, that will benefit to others also. So even I will share interview question answers, some of the sample resume, some of the important notes, and always I provide my recording online. So you can see some recordings here. So these are the recordings. Even I provided recording and classes to many of my online IT consultancies for their group of batches, 5 to 10 student batches. They provided always. Some of the consultancies provided only 3 4 students. So I have covered all the group classes as well, and can see the recording of them. Like for example, this one. Okay, like this, I have given the recordings for the students. You can see. Okay, Martin Ahmed. You can see these are the last year recordings. So all recordings that I have given to them, or like whatever the sessions that we connected for 1 hour. Some people connect 2 hours to complete session more early. So as per that, we will cover the session. This is all about the demo session. Whatever the other discussion related to timing, fees, and all, we can discuss on call. So thank you guys for attending this demo related to development syllabus or demo. I can share the separate link, or directly you can use the same recording, because usually I do development also. Syllabus I will share with you separately in the email. Thank you guys. I'm recording this video just to share with you for a demo purpose, to show all my current environment and how I conducted my classes and all. Thank you so much. Bye bye.